This week we are talking about Leelah and her suicide. As I'm sure you've heard from other videos on this channel, from other videos on other people's channels, or from all the different social media sites, Leelah was a transgender woman, and she killed herself because her parents were not accepting. She was 17 years old. Her parents had put her in conversion therapy to try to make her into a boy when she is not a boy. And they just would not accept her. Every therapist she went to was Christian and basically told her that you have to turn to God. And her parents took her out of school. They took away all means of communicating with other people, and they just left, and they just kept her at home. And she didn't have any means of support because her parents were they didn't let her go anywhere, and they didn't accept her, and she couldn't see any of her friends at school or talk to any of her friends, and she was just left alone. And then not apparently, but later on, I guess, they gave in and gave her back her stuff, but she was still in conversion therapy, and her parents still didn't accept her. And then she went out at, I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and went in front of a truck, and that's how she killed herself. So basically, yeah, that's what happened, and it's a really, really sad thing to know that parents can't accept their own kid, and that parents would go to such extreme measures to make their kid they would go to such extreme measures to try to convince their kid that they weren't what they truly are, if that makes any sense. It's really sad that anybody could ever not accept their child, and that Leelah felt she had to kill herself because she didn't have support. And that's the saddest thing ever, is having somebody, especially that young, feel like there's no way other than to die to feel happy. Or, I mean, it's really, really sad. And is that even after her death, her parents are still calling her her birth name and using male pronouns, and are denying that they had anything to do with it. But, I mean, if it wasn't for their lack of support, and it wasn't even just lack of support, it was how far they went with that. I mean, conversion therapy and keeping her away from people, not supporting your kid is bad enough, but then going that far is even worse. And just the fact that they're denying that it had anything to do with them, yes, it did. And that may sound really harsh, but it is the truth. If they had supported her, if they had not put her in conversion therapy, if they had just loved her for her and given her the right kind of therapy so she could start her transition, Leelah wouldn't have killed herself. And, I mean, it just sucks that, I get that it's hard for parents to always accept their child at first, but when you put your kid in conversion therapy because they told you they're trans, that is just way wrong, okay? And the parents are also very, very Christian. Not saying that there's anything wrong with being Christian, but their religion they used their religion against their daughter, basically. I believe I read something where it said our religion doesn't believe in this or something like that. So they were using Christianity to say that their daughter was wrong or there's something wrong with their daughter when there's nothing wrong with her. And it's just really sad that parents can't accept their own kids. I mean, I'm really lucky in the fact that I got a really supportive mom, so I don't know from like personal experience what it's like to not have a supportive parent, but I mean, I can only imagine how terrible that must be to have your parents basically say, "We don't believe you. Our religion doesn't believe this is right, and you have to go to therapy because there's something wrong with you." I mean, I obviously I can't know from experience what any of that is like, and I can't know the pain that Leelah was going through, but I personally I support all trans people. Obviously, I support every one of you, and I wish that Leelah was still here and could see our videos and could see how much life can get better. I mean, I know it wasn't good, obviously, for her in that time, but I wish that she was still around to see how we're fixing society. I mean, it's taking a long time, but we're getting closer and closer, and I wish that she could still be here to see change. And it sucks that change is happening after she died. But for all of you out there, I want you guys to know that you can come to me at any time you need. Post my personal channel down below, and you can message me on there, and I'll put my Facebook fan page so you can go there. And just know that I care about you, and everybody on this channel cares about you. If anytime you need any of us, you can message us, and I'm sure we'll all be happy to help you. And just know that you aren't alone in anything that you're going through. We are here for you. So just stay strong. I know it can be difficult, but just stay strong. Peace.